Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Andy here. For you men out there, do you want to stand out from all the other men that women have to choose from? Do you want to rise to the top with one simple trick? Do you want to be the man that she remembers instead of just another boring guy? What if there's a way to get what you want without all the drama, without all the BS, without as much effort, and without all the games? I'll tell you the answer in a second, but right now I am on a mission to bring more people into the coaching program, to change more lives, and to give you that beautiful life of abundance and joy. As an exclusive deal, if you mention this offer and sign up for the coaching, I will give you 20 weeks of coaching instead of the usual 12, but only for the first person who mentions this offer. I'll leave links in the description below. Don't miss out. All right, so what is this one amazing simple trick that's going to make you stand out from all the other guys? Drum roll, please. It is something that I talk about on this channel a lot. Honesty. Just saying what you want in a masculine way instead of beating around the bush, bullshitting women, and bullshitting yourself and playing it safe. We're going to stop all that bullshit and we're going to say exactly what it is that we want. And we're going to go out there and find the people that want the same thing, and all the women who don't want the same thing. Amazing. Wish them well, move on, talk to the next woman. Honesty is literally the solution to all of your problems. And I want to give an example of one of my coaching clients. I have his permission to read out all of this. And this is someone who was really nervous to be honest and just say what he wanted. He was kind of playing it safe. He matched with a woman. In her profile, she said she was looking for something long-term. And he was playing it extremely safe and saying, I'm going to go on the date even though I just want something casual. I'm going to hold back from telling her that I want something casual because what if she doesn't want to be with me? If she wants something long-term and I want something casual. And I gave him a big motivational pep talk. I recorded him a voice message and I said, listen, bro, what is this playing not to lose shit? We are here to play to win. You will save her a lot of time. You will save you a lot of time if you're just fucking honest. Tell her that you want something sexual. Tell her that you want something casual. Don't fuck around with this stuff. And if she says yes, that's amazing. If she says no, that's amazing too. Now you've saved her time. You've saved you time. You can go and talk to the next woman. And he was able to be honest with her, which was absolutely amazing. So let's read out what he posted in the coaching group. First flirty FaceTime of my life. I just had a FaceTime date with this chick from Tinder. I asked her to FaceTime because I didn't know if I was super into her physically, along with the fact that she had put long-term partner in her profile. She actually had a beautiful smile, a little Asian girl, not like super hot, but when it comes to energy and emotional intelligence, it was such a fucking turn on. I used your advice, boys. The first thing I said to her was, oh my God, you are so fucking cute. And then we were talking about our relationships and stuff. And then she's talking about like how she misses just having someone to cuddle with. Yeah, a lot of girls just want a cuddle buddy, don't they? A lot of you guys do too. And I was like, you're so fucking cute. If I was there, I would be cuddling you right now in the grass. And I also mentioned at one point that if I was there, I would have kissed you. Amazing. And I said at one point that I'm looking to get to know somebody, have amazing sex, and keep it casual at the same time. There is his beautiful honesty. And remember, he was really fucking terrified to be this honest and upfront. And a lot of you are too. You're really scared to just say, hey, this is what I want, because you're worried. What if she doesn't like it? What if she leaves? Good. She was never yours in the first place. She's not your possession. If you say, I want this, and she says, no, thank you, I don't, you haven't lost her. You've just established that she was never yours in the first place, that you guys, and you guy and girl, we're not looking for the same thing. You haven't lost anything. You've gained time. You now have saved yourself and her a whole bunch of time that you can spend going and talking to more women. And she can spend going and finding a guy who wants the same thing she wants. So he goes on to say, I'm so fucking proud of myself. Yeah, he did something very scary. Thank you, boys. You guys have all been a great inspiration. I wasn't playing to lose. Well, in the past he was playing to lose, and in this case, yeah, he was playing to win. I was playing to win, and she was super into it. She was almost surprised that I can be honest and respectful at the same time. She lives like 2 hours away. She was just in the area to visit her family, so I told her to let me know which day is good, and I'll drive up there. There's some hint that we will probably fuck, but I'm really excited to see what happens. And I was honest with her that I'm looking for something casual, and if it turns into something, great. And she said that she's so busy, she doesn't think she can handle a full relationship right now as well. Even though she put long-term relationship in her profile, I don't buy that anymore, lol. If anything, it seems like a lot of girls who put that are just good girls who don't want to have a one-night stand. Yeah, and I've talked about this many times in content. Dating apps make things very binary, as in, on most dating apps, there's a little section that says put what you're looking for, or you can just put it in your bio. And you're limited by the options. On most apps, you got to pick one. But a lot of people are open to multiple things. Plus, people will put down their main preference. And so their main preference might be a full relationship. Like that's their ideal. That's what they're ideally looking for. If you come along and you're extremely honest and you say, hey, I just want something casual though, does that suit you? A lot of people will say, yeah, that kind of does suit me. I'm open to something casual. I'm also open to something long term. It isn't one or the other. And so, anytime any of you guys, anytime you see in a woman's bio that she says, I'm looking for a long term relationship, just fucking ask or tell her what you want and say, hey, I'm looking for something casual. I noticed you put long term relationship in your bio. Are you open to something casual? Are you open to meeting once a week, having a bit of sex, hanging out, building a friendship, and being friends with benefits? Is that something you'd find fun? And if she says, yes, I would love that, great, now you have your answer. Or if she says, no, like I said in my bio, I am looking for something full term, great, you haven't lost anything. Again, you have gained time and you've saved her time. Two people get to win when you're honest. And again, you get to save yourself from all the bullshit, all the games, all the drama, all of that nonsense. If you're masculine enough, courageous enough, and honest enough to just tell the fucking truth and say what you want instead of being scared and timid and, oh shit, what if she doesn't like me? Cool. Then she doesn't like you. Move on and talk to the next woman. Nothing bad happens. You don't lose anything. There is no such thing as rejection. It's just that she didn't want the same thing as you. Great. Now go find the person who does want the same thing as you. He goes on to say, even if I don't meet up with her or we have sex, I'm just glad that I was able to be that upfront with her. It almost felt like a superpower. Yeah, autistic honesty does feel like a superpower because most people don't fucking do it, and that's okay. I didn't do it for most of my life, so it's something that we're all learning to be a little bit more honest, a little bit more authentic, a little bit more upfront. Almost felt like a superpower because I could say what I wanted and she loved it because it built that trust and I can tell she trusted me. Fuck yeah. Thanks, boys. Nice to see I got some fucking balls. P.S. Andy told a guy to touch his privates. Okay, so for full context there, in my coaching, I record voice messages for people, like half an hour, hour long, like motivational speeches. I do this like every day for all the coaching clients. And in that, I said, I want you to reach down between your fucking legs, grab your balls and feel those massive steel balls. And you are going to text this woman, or you're going to meet up with this woman, or you're going to FaceTime date with this woman, and you are going to tell her what you want. Feel those freaking balls and tell her. And so, yes, I did technically tell another man to touch his private parts over voice message. He got my beautiful ASMR in his ear saying, grab your balls, son. Touch those balls for me, big boy. So, yes, technically true. And something that I said to him in the voice message is when you build trust with someone, like when you're this upfront and autistically honest and you just say, hey, I'm looking for something casual. Does that suit you? I want to have sex. I want to get to know each other. I want to be friends with benefits. We'd meet up once a week or twice a week or whatever you want. And we'll have a great time. We'll have sex. It'll be casual. Does that suit you? When you can be that honest and upfront, it builds trust because now the other person, in this case, the woman, can tell, holy shit, this guy isn't going to lie to me. He's not going to play games. He's not going to pretend he wants something when secretly he wants something else. He's not going to hide his true intentions from me. I don't have to wonder, is he just with me because he wants sex? He's fucking told me he wants sex. Great, now I know. I can either say yes to that or I can say no to that. And because you have now been this upfront and honest, she can trust you. You can trust each other. You've been vulnerable. And then what will happen is she will often be vulnerable back to you. She will tell you what she wants. When you get to the bedroom, or even a little bit before that, she can open up to you about her kinks. She can tell you stuff that she hasn't told other guys because she doesn't fucking trust them. When you go into the bedroom, the sex is more smooth, it's more amazing, it's more kinky. It happens a lot quicker because she can trust you, because you've already been vulnerable, you've been upfront, you've been honest. And so now the sex is better. You'll have kinkier sex. It will happen much more easily. There won't be this push-pull fucking game, like last-minute resistance and all that bullshit. Oh, she's saying yes, but now she's saying no. Oh, she's resisting me. The only reason someone ever does that is because you haven't opened up the door to communication. You haven't opened up the lines of communication, and so she has to play games with you and go, oh, fuck, we're moving too fast. Oh, I got to push him away, but I want it, but I don't, but I do, but I don't. I don't fucking know. If you skip all that bullshit by just being honest, then she can just tell you, hey, is it okay if we don't have sex tonight? I'm just feeling a little nervous. And you go, yeah, that's cool. We can do it the next night. And she goes, cool. Thank you for listening to me. Or she's a little bit nervous. You go into the bedroom, she's a bit nervous and she's kind of hesitant. Because you two have been honest, she can speak up and say, is it okay if we go kind of slow? I'm just a bit nervous. And you go, hell yeah. Like, what stuff do you want to do? Do you want to just make out for a little bit? Do you want to touch each other and see how that feels? Do you want to get naked and see what happens? Do you want to keep our clothes on? Like, what do we want to do? And you can talk about it. And she can say, well, is it okay if we just make out and start with that? You go, yeah, great. You make out for a bit. She starts getting horny. You start getting horny. And because you've opened up the lines of communication, because you've been fucking honest from the beginning, she can now say, is it okay if maybe we do a little bit more? I can't tell you how many times a woman has been really freaking nervous to have sex with me or to have sex with Imogen and I, in our threesomes. And because we have been so upfront and honest from the very beginning, my messaging templates on my dating apps, I literally have upfront. I'm in an open relationship. Me and my girlfriend are looking for someone who wants to have threesomes and explore BDSM and all of that. And then the very first message that I ever send is, hey, here's what we're looking for. We're in an open relationship, looking for BDSM and threesomes. Is that something you've tried before or you would like to explore? We're that ridiculously upfront. On a date, we just start talking about sex. We're like, hey, what sex stuff have you tried? What BDSM stuff have you tried? What are you into? What do you want to try? Is this something you'd like to try with us? When we're on the date and I want to kiss her, I literally just say, you are so fucking pretty. Can I kiss you? Most of the time they say yes, then I kiss them. Then I say, do you want to kiss Emmy now? And then they say yes, and they kiss. Like, we are that upfront and honest. And so because of that, there are times when we get to the bedroom and the person's really nervous. I can't tell you how many times the person is feeling that nervousness, that resistance, and all of that. We talk about it, and then we end up having some wild, crazy, kinky sex because she can see that I, and Emmy and I, respect her boundaries. The same thing with so many of my coaching clients. When you're this honest and upfront, she can now talk to you and tell you when she's nervous. She can tell you, hey, I feel like we're moving a little bit too fast. And you can pause and hit the brakes and go, that's cool. Like, do you want to slow down a bit? And she'll go, yeah, thank you. That means a lot. Is it okay if we just make out? You slow it down. She has enough time to feel okay with what she's doing or feel good about what she's doing. She can talk to you about her nervousness and her insecurities and fears. A lot of the time, it is literally just insecurity, as this coaching client was wise enough to point out. A lot of the time, it's just that people don't want to look like a slut. Girls don't want to look like a slut. They're worried about moving too quickly. They're worried you won't respect their boundaries and pause if she wants to slow down. But if you're honest and upfront, you can just talk about all of that shit. And you end up having far more sex. Like, you end up literally getting laid more if you can be more honest. It is a fucking cheat code to having more sex, more intimate sex, more connected sex, kinkier sex, sex much quicker. Like, literally everything improves when you're honest, and maybe more to the point, you feel good about what you're doing, because when you're this upfront and honest, you add to the other person's life. People are out there searching for someone to just fucking tell the truth to them for once. That's why I said at the start of this video, you will stand head and shoulders above every other man if you can be this honest, because most men aren't. They're trying really hard, but they're scared, just like a lot of you are. I'm scared that she'll reject me. I'm scared she won't like me. I'm scared she'll want something different. And fuck, I shouldn't have said it. She wants something different. Don't you want to get that over and done with as soon as possible? Don't you want to be as upfront as you possibly can so you can find out you're not compatible? Then you can move on and go and find the person or the people that you are compatible with. So my coaching client, absolute legend here. And here's what I said in response. Mate, amazing. Such a huge, huge win. It reminds me of Redacted, who is a coaching client. I did a video with him recently, an interview. This video right here with my coaching client who tells women, I want to exchange orgasms with you. He literally just says that straight up front on the dating app. So I did a big long interview with him about how he does that, how he worked up the courage to be able to do that. Advice for all of you who want to do something similar and be this upfront and honest. So reminds me of what that guy does with girls, where he has phone sex with them within 30 seconds of giving their number. And then I linked to that YouTube video I just showed all of you. I said at one point that I'm looking to get to know somebody, have amazing sex, and keep it casual at the same time. I'm so fucking proud of myself. Yes, King. When you just directly say what it is that you want, in no uncertain terms, not only do you make it more likely that you will get what you want, but her respect for you goes up immediately. You have no idea how many men out there are playing it safe and playing not to lose. That's most men. It's most people. You stand out so much when you're the dude who's like, here's what I want. How does that sound? And this is the definition of playing to win. This is what I mean when I talk about play to win. I'll leave a link in the description below called my Play to Win video course. You can pay whatever you want for this, even if it's just $1. And I talk about how to build these sort of mindsets of playing to win, going for what you want, like how to be more courageous, how to be more confident, instead of playing not to lose and playing it safe and going, oh shit, I hope she doesn't reject me. You're sticking all of that aside and going, fuck that. Why do I care if she rejects me? I'm here to win. I'm here to focus on the women that want me. If someone doesn't want me and rejects me, I don't give a fuck. I'll go talk to the next person. This video course is about how to build that mindset. So play to win. And when he said, she was almost surprised that I can be so honest and respectful at the same time. Yep, you will blow a lot of women's minds with this stuff. Because again, most guys, or most people, play it really safe in life, especially with dating. My God, do they ever. You're a breath of fresh air if you're the dude who can just say what he wants and not bullshit her or yourself. Yeah, so many of you out there are wasting your own time, and that's okay. This is all just a big learning experience, but my God, some of you waste a lot of your own time going on dates, spending weeks texting a girl because you're too afraid to just say, look, I find you fucking sexy. I'm looking for something casual. Do you want to meet up, grab a drink, and see if we click? Or you're on a date, and instead of just saying, holy shit, you are so sexy. Can I kiss you? You are unbelievably attractive. Can I kiss you? You play it safe, you talk for hours, you sit there on the date, too afraid to kiss her, too afraid to ask her if you can kiss her, too afraid to hold her hand, too afraid to invite her back to your place, and all of that is okay. I was every bit as terrified as all of you, but you go on multiple dates, you don't make a move, and then after a while it kind of just fizzles out, and she texts you and says, hey, I'm not really feeling the chemistry, and you go, oh shit, what happened? You didn't make a move, that's what happened. She assumed you weren't into her because you never told her that she was sexy or pretty or attractive or cute or any of that. You never said, can I kiss you? You never made a move. You never said, do you want to come back to my place? You never told her what you wanted, which is, I find you attractive. I'd like to do something casual with you. Or if you want a relationship, sex is still going to be involved. I find you sexy. I'd like to have sex with you. You're too afraid to do all of that. And it fizzles out because there's no romance. There's no energy. There's no sexual tension. There's no chemistry, because you didn't do anything to make it, to build it. So he goes on to say, there's some hint that we will probably fuck, but I'm really excited to see what happens. No matter what happens, you have already won. By being this honest, this is your victory. Good sex on top of that would literally just be the cherry on top. He says, and I was honest with her that I'm looking for something casual, and if it turns into something, that's great. And she said that she's so busy, she doesn't think she can handle a full relationship right now as well. You see? When you're honest, a lot of girls are like, oh, great, that's exactly what I want too. Let's do it. He said, even though she put long-term relationship in her profile, yes, this is exactly why I said to just tell her what you want. Because a lot of girls have long-term relationship in their profile, but that's just one of multiple things that she would be down for. She'd be down for a long-term relationship. She'd also be down for something casual. But you will never know that unless you ask. Again, so many of you out there are so afraid to use your words and just state exactly what it is that you want in no uncertain terms, cut straight to the chase and be autistically honest. You're afraid to ask for what you want. You're afraid to ask her what she wants. You're afraid to say something like, hey, I want this. And then you're terrified to say, do you want the same thing? You're so scared of a no that you're not going for a yes. Again, this is the definition of playing not to lose. You're like, let me avoid a no at all costs. And as I said in my Play to Win video course, when we focus on just trying not to fail or trying to avoid rejection, we end up barely ever winning. We become so hyper-focused on playing not to lose that we hamstring ourselves, forgetting that we were even trying to win in the first place. And I talk here about how a lot of you, when you first want to start hitting on women, you will ask me, how do I avoid rejection? I'm scared she won't want me anymore. I'm scared I'll say what I want and then I'll lose her. And this is focusing on not losing or minimizing your losses. And remember, we're here to win. If you really wanted to avoid rejection, the best way to do so would be to never hit on any woman ever. And then after all, you'd never get rejected. Wouldn't that be good? Isn't that what a lot of you want? To not have a woman say no to you? To never lose a woman? Well, then don't play. Don't play the game. And then you'll never lose. But that's hardly going to get you many dates, is it? This is why I say focus on what you want. Focus on your goal. Focus on your mission. Focus on winning and then helping her win along the way, leaving all women better than you found them. And so if we focus on what a lot of you do want, which is getting some girls' phone numbers, meeting them, going on dates, having sex, building a relationship, whatever you want, in order to achieve that, the best thing you could do is talk to as many women as possible. Since approaching women is a numbers game, they're not all going to be available. They're not all going to be into you. This would get you more numbers and it would also get you more rejections. And so instead of avoiding rejection, if you want to win, the best thing you could do is to 10 times your rejections. In the process, you would also 10 times your victories. And if you do so, if you play the numbers game, you'll be so busy winning, getting phone numbers and going on dates, you won't give a fuck about how many times you got rejected. When you're on a date with a beautiful woman, you're sitting across from her, you guys are laughing, smiling, you're having all of this beautiful chemistry. You're not sitting there going, well, 10 other girls today said no to me. You don't give a fuck. You're just happy that you're sitting in front of this lovely, amazing, beautiful human being. You guys go back, have wild, kinky, crazy sex. You lick each other's fucking kneecaps or whatever you crazy kids are into these days, whatever gets your rocks off. And you guys have this beautiful, crazy sexual experience. You're not thinking about all the other girls that said no. You're not thinking about, oh shit, I missed out by being too honest. Oh my God, I was honest and upfront and I lost a girl. No, you're in the middle of winning. But so many of you avoid losing at all costs that you forget the entire reason you're playing the game is to fucking win, to have fun, to connect, to have sex, to have a beautiful experience. So put all that rejection, anxiety, and worry aside. Ignore it. It doesn't matter. Rejection is just a concept that you invented in your head. All that happened is the person said no to you. That's not a fucking rejection. They just don't want to sleep with you. They don't want to fuck you. It's not a rejection. They're rejecting what you offered. They're not rejecting what you are or who you are as a person. So put all the rejection anxiety aside. Go out there, play to win, talk to a lot of women. So when he said, almost felt like a superpower because I could say what I wanted and she loved it. Yes. And realize that you can be like this with everything. You can be this autistically honest with everything in your life. When it comes to sex and what sex you want to have with her or any other woman, you can literally just say the kinks that you are into and see if she'd be down to do them with you. With money or career, you can literally just tell your boss or anyone else that you would like a pay rise, and can we make that happen? With my business, I can literally just tell you the price. A lot of dating coaches, a lot of high price coaching programs don't tell you the price. They will get you on a free call and then they will pitch the living fucking shit out of you. They will use all the sales tactics. They will make you feel fear of missing out. I've been on some of these calls. They will make you feel like absolute shit if you don't sign up, put all the pressure on you, and then they'll say, by the way, here's how much it costs. And you're all emotionally invested at that point. You're like, oh, fuck, I can't afford it. And they're like, can you afford not to do it, son? Now's the rest of your life. Don't be a fucking pussy, man. Make sure you sign up, blah, blah, blah. I'd rather just tell you the price up front, and you can make a rational, informed decision to either be there or not. I tell you that I would love for you to be part of the coaching program, and then I just say, would you like to join the coaching program, or do you want to talk about it? I say to this guy, with your kids, he's a single father of 2 kids. You can literally just tell your kids, I don't always have all the answers, but let's build a kick-ass family, the 3 of us together, and they will help you. And you've already got lots of proof that this one works. So for a little bit of context there, he has 2 younger children. I think they're 7 and 8 years old. He's always been really terrified of not knowing what he's doing, especially as a single father. He's worried that they will find out. And so this has caused him to have a lot of anxiety over the years of fuck, what if my kids don't look at me as the expert? What if they don't respect me? And over the months of coaching, we gently guided him towards autistic honesty with his kids. And I said, your biggest fear is that your kids will find out you don't have all the answers. Why don't you just fucking own up to that and tell the truth? You expect your children to tell the truth to you. We do this as adults, don't we? We expect children to be honest with us, but then we're not honest with them. We lie about a billion things, and that's okay. Lots of people lie. We're trying to do the best that we can. But if we're not going to be honest with our children, why the fuck would we expect them to be honest with us? We're literally teaching them deception, that you should hide things out of insecurity, fear, and all of that. And so I guided him over the months to be more honest and open up with them. And one day he did. One day he sat them down and he said, hey, listen, kids, I got something to tell you. And they were like, what? And he's like, Daddy doesn't always know what he's doing, and I have no idea how to be a father, and I'm a single father, and sometimes it's a bit of a struggle, but I love you guys as much as I possibly could love any human being on the planet, even more than I love myself, even more than I love my ex-wife or your mother. I'm trying really, really, really hard here. I know sometimes I get angry at you guys, but I'm trying my best. I love you. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to work on it. I'm going to improve, and would you guys like to help me? And he said his kids were just mind blown. They had their eyes wide open and they were like, what? And he said his son had the biggest, like, shit eating smile on his face because this is probably the first fucking time that his dad's confirmed something that the kids have secretly known. Like, kids aren't stupid. They know that sometimes you're a grumpy, irrational asshole. You don't mean to be, but they know that sometimes you're a grumpy bum. And you yell at them when they get moody, but then you're moody. Like, kids aren't stupid. They can spot hypocrisy. They can spot when you're hiding shit. They can see that a lot of parents, my parents did this. They were doing their best, but my parents had one rule for me and another rule for them. In other words, they would be a hypocrite sometimes. I think pretty much every parent is a hypocrite at times. I am. Like, I'm not even a parent and I'm a hypocrite sometimes. But if you own up to that and say, yeah, look, sometimes I'm a hypocrite. Sometimes I get emotional. Sometimes I'm grumpy. They respect the shit out of you for it. And his kids did. Ever since that, he and his kids have just become so much fucking closer. Their relationship has become so much deeper. And he said his kids now regularly come to him and confess shit that they'd never told him before because he's opened that doorway to communication. So even with children, you can be this honest and just admit, you know what, I suck. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a single father. I have no fucking clue what I'm doing, but I'm going to work on this. I'm going to improve. Would you guys like to help me? And on that note, his kids have actually helped him. Something else I encouraged him to do was go to his kids and say, hey, can you write down 3 things that you think I'm doing really well? Because he struggled with his self-esteem. He felt like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm a bad father. I'm a terrible father, all of this. And I said, ask your kids, bro. Ask your kids, each one of them, for 3 things you think or they think that you're doing really well. This will build your self-esteem. And then ask them for 1 thing that they think you could do better, because this is a self-improvement coaching program. We want to improve you as a father as well as you and your dating skills and all of that. And so he did. And they wrote down each of them 3 things that they loved about him as a father and what he's doing well. And he said it almost made him cry. It was like really touching, beautiful stuff. And then both of them actually independently gave the same suggestion on what to improve. And they said, Dad, sometimes at night you get really angry and grumpy and you yell at us, and we would like it if you didn't do that. And at first he was a bit defensive over that, but he talked to all of us and I was like, do you yell at the kids at night? And he was like, yeah, sometimes. And I was like, so your kids are pretty fucking wise, bro. Your kids are giving you really good advice. Would you like to work on being a little bit more peaceful at night? Can we, the coaching group, support you so that you feel a bit more at peace at night? Like, why are you stressed at night? What stories are going on? What narratives are happening in your head? And we helped him with that. So yeah, a little bit off tangent here, but my God, I really get excited about like working with parents and helping them be better fathers. We've worked with like 4 parents now, and 3 of them, funnily enough, were like single fathers that we really, really, really helped work on their parenting style and how to be more honest and upfront and connected, I guess, with the kids. So I get really passionate about this. I find this shit really fun. So I'm going to say here, you are allowed to just fucking say what you want always, even with your children, even with your boss, even with potential coaching clients or customers, even with family members, even with money and career, with friends, whatever it might be. You can just be autistically honest all the time. And you might not be perfect with that. That's okay. I'm not always perfect with my honesty. I'm working on it. I'm a hell of a lot more honest than I used to be. And that's the goal. The goal here is progress, not perfection. So you're allowed to just fucking say what you want always. No need for being passive and hoping you magically get the thing that you want. It is so much easier and it feels so much more masculine. And even for you women listening, it feels so much more assertive and nice to just directly say, yo, this is what I want. Do you want the same thing? And yes, it really is that simple. Here's what I want. Do you want it? Or do you want to talk about it? When he said, nice to see I got some fucking balls, I said, of course you do. I told you that in my voice message. Look at how insanely courageous you already were with women. Look at how courageous you were asking multiple hot women to pose in selfies with you when you went to redacted. Yeah, he went on a vacation and we gave him a push and we said, bro, go take some photos with some hot women. Ask them if you can do it for your Instagram and dating profile. And he did. He took a really, really, really cool photo with like 2 hot MILFs and put that as his dating profile picture. Look at how courageous you have been in this coaching group over the years. Yeah, I've worked with this guy a few times over the years. Opening up. Look at how courageous you've been with your kids, telling them shit that you were terrified to tell them, saying things that most parents don't even consider saying to their kids. Yeah, being honest and saying, look, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure it out. Please be patient with me when I yell at you. I'm really sorry that I yell at you guys. I'm trying really hard. I'm working on my anger. I'm working on being a better man for you guys. Like, please be patient. His kids fucking loved that, by the way, because now it's much easier for them to understand when he yells at them, it's not because they're a bad person. It's because daddy is trying to work on being more loving. It's because daddy gets angry sometimes. Now they understand they're not going to suffer as much. They won't take it personally when they get yelled at. And he's even said that he was able to be really honest with his kids and say, whenever I yell at you, can you just remind me that I'm being the monster? And sometimes daddy turns into he called it a werewolf. At night, I turn into a werewolf. I get a little grumpy. If I yell at you, can you please remind me that I'm being the werewolf? And his kids have. And so isn't that fucking beautiful? Now he and his kids are on the same team. It's not him versus them. He's not the dictator yelling at them. He's just the guy who's a human being who sometimes turns into a werewolf, and with their help and their accountability, they can remind him, hey, daddy, you're being a werewolf. Can you please come back to reality and bring back our happy, loving, peaceful dad? So I go on to say, I think you've just forgotten that you're courageous, but we can all see it in you, man. That's why I sent you that voice message in the first place. It was to remind you that you're motherfucking, and then I've redacted his name, you are a gosh darn legend. Then he says, P.S. Andy told a guy to touch his privates. You have no proof of this. These are salacious lies and slanderous scandal. Obviously, I'm joking. Yes, I did tell him to grab his balls in the voice message. And to all of that, he replied, hell yeah, man. Feels so freeing to just say what I want. Feels honest. I couldn't imagine going on 5 dates with a girl, being super romantic, leading her on, and then telling her that I just want something casual. That must suck for girls to have to go through that. Yes, it does. Yes, gentlemen, it really fucking does. Women really get their time wasted sometimes by a lot of us. Meanwhile, a lot of us are like, holy shit, women waste my time. Don't add to the problem by not being upfront and honest. Fucking tell her if you want something casual. Tell her as early as you possibly can. Ideally on the dating app so she doesn't even match with you. Or say it in your first couple of messages on the dating app so she doesn't waste her time. If you can't do that, that's okay. At least say it over text or over a FaceTime or something. Say it as early as you possibly can, and you will save her time, you will save you time, and then she gets to go through her dating experience having met at least one upfront and honest person. And maybe what will happen is she goes, you know what, I want that too. Thank you for being so honest. Let's have crazy, kinky, wild, passionate sex now, because I can just tell you that I want you to fuck my brains out because you've been honest with me. Man, you have insane foreplay in sex when you can be this upfront, because then a lot of women go, wow, holy shit, he's been honest with me. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to tell him that I find him attractive, that I want to bang his brains out. Yes, that happens. But generally, only if you're this upfront and honest, because you are showing her that you're not a judgmental person, that you're not going to think she's a slut, that you want something sexual, and so she can be free to open up to you about her sexuality. You are literally opening the door for a sexier, kinkier, wilder, more intimate experience by being this honest and upfront. And so I go on to say to him, yeah, imagine life from the average girl's point of view. You know a bunch of guys are into you, but they're all acting like little boys, and they're doing their best. But they're all acting like little boys, pretending that they're not into you. They're playing games because they don't want to lose, and they're pretending to want something different from what they actually want. Imagine being that girl, having to try and figure out, do they actually want me? They say one thing, but they actually mean something else, and then having to try and mind read all of these men. And I'm sure it can't be that attractive, having a bunch of these guys who are too scared or timid to just use their words and say what they actually want. It's probably not very attractive. Maybe it's even very frustrating, and lots of women have told me this, by the way. They've told me that they're frustrated by the fact that they like a guy. Is he into me? Is he not? What does he want? Or they'll go on a couple of dates with a guy and it's like, okay, I guess we're going to be boyfriend, girlfriend. And then he'll sleep with her and act like he just wants something casual, but he never told her that. And she was assuming it was going to be a relationship. This is why you'll hear lots of girls use phrases like fuckboy. Oh, he was just a fuckboy. What a fuckboy means is someone who wants something casual but wasn't upfront and explicit about that. And so he's wasted her time. And she's trying to milk a relationship out of him, trying to hopefully push towards that. And he's just wanting something casual, but he doesn't actually fucking say that at any point. Or maybe he says it after they slept together a couple of times. This is why I say be upfront and honest. So then you, as in this coaching client, come along and you tell this woman exactly what you want. And she's like, holy shit, I found a unicorn. Yes, some women will literally feel like that. They'll say, oh my God, I love when guys can be this upfront and honest. Or you're the first person who's been this upfront and honest with me. Thank you. Holy shit, you've saved me time. I found the mythical man who can just tell me what he's thinking. I have won the lottery. I mean, think about it. Women since the dawn of time have been saying, I wish men would communicate more. How many of you guys have heard women say that? I wish men would open up to me. You aren't just one of the few who's actually taking them up on that, and they fucking love you for it. And then he finished up by saying, dang man, I never really thought of it like that. I'm glad. I will be saying what I want from now on. Great gift you gave me, my man. And again, I have his permission to share all of this. But look at the beautiful things that can happen when you are this upfront and honest. When you just say, I want something casual, or I find you pretty, I would like to kiss you. Do you want to come back to my place? What for? Well, we can fool around, we can make out, we can have sex if we want to. If you're not up for that, that's fine. Like, what do you want to do? Like, when you're this honest, you can just talk about it. You can figure out together, like two people on the same team, what it is that you might want to do. Instead of this weird fucking game of trying to like get something from someone, trying to extract sex from her. And then she's playing the same goddamn game too, trying to extract a relationship from you or extract whatever it is that she wants from you. Instead of that whole bullshit game, you just lay all your cards out on the table. You're like, here's what I want. Do you want something similar? Do you want to talk about it? Like, what do you want? Are we compatible? Are we not? If we're not, hey, let's save each other some time, go separate ways. I'm going to wish you all the best. I hope you find what you're looking for. If there's anything I can do to help with that, you let me know. And I'm going to go out and find what I'm looking for. And what happens when you're that upfront and nice and polite about all of this shit is a lot of people end up being your biggest cheerleader. They either give you the thing that you want or they share it with you, wild sex or whatever it is that you're wanting. Or if they don't want the same thing as you, they will fucking cheerlead for you, even just in a small, little, tiny way, like them saying, thank you for your honesty. I really hope you find a woman who wants what you want. And you go, wow, thank you. That's nice. That actually gives me a little bit of motivation to go and talk to the next girl. You made me feel good by telling me that you hope I find a woman who wants what I want. Thank you. Sometimes, I've said this before, in a bar, you'll be this upfront and honest. She has a boyfriend and she's not interested. You're really respectful. You say, hey, I hope you and your boyfriend are really happy together. I hope you have a beautiful life. And then she will say, wow, that's really sweet of you. Actually, you know what? My friend here is single. Why don't you talk to her? And then boom, now you've got an in with that girl. Or they will say, I will wingman for you. Or like, how about I help you talk to girls? So you can say that first. You can say, all right, you're not single. I hope you and your boyfriend are happy. Do you want to be my wingman for the night? And most women will say yes to that because it's fucking fun. It is so unbelievably fun to play matchmaker for other people. You guys get to be together and be like, oh, she seems cute. Why don't you go talk to her? And then you as the guy go, okay, I'm kind of nervous. All right, can you give me a pep talk? And she'll be like, you got this. You're a sweet guy. You're so handsome. Like, you could do it. Imagine how fucking good you feel. Or you can say to her, why don't you come with me? Why don't you and me go and talk to her? Do you know how much fucking easier it is to talk to a girl when you have another woman wingmanning for you? That's social proof. You can say, hey, here's my friend Jess or whatever her name is. Like, she actually told me to come and talk to you. She told me that you're pretty and I should come say hi. I was kind of nervous and she helped me give me a pep talk. So hi. And then you guys can talk to her together. It's so much easier to hit on someone when you have another woman there as a friend with you. So fucking hell, man, like, you make it so much easier on yourself when you're this upfront and honest and respectful, and you push other people to have a happy life as well. You encourage them. I hope you and your boyfriend are happy, or I hope you find what you're looking for. A lot of that gets reflected back to you. Not always. Don't expect it always, but enough of the time that it's worth it. Plus, it makes you feel good anyway. You get to lay your head down on the pillow at night and feel proud of what you're doing, feel happy with what you're doing, feel good about what you're doing. All right, you ladies and sexy gentlemen, we will finish up there. As I said at the start, I am on a mission right now to bring more people into the coaching group. And if everything that we've talked about here today appeals to you, if you like the idea of me giving you a big voice message, motivating you, telling you to reach down into your pants and grab your balls, if you like the idea of having me as your cheerleader literally every single day, pushing you to greatness, building that beautiful sex life for you, if that's what you want, or a business, or losing weight, or friends, or mental health, or happiness, whatever it is that you might want to work on, I have a big hardcore coaching program. You get access to me. The other three coaches, Cam, Ed, and Taylor, will all push you as well. You get to meet all of the other guys and girls in the coaching group, including this client that I'm talking about here today. He's still in the coaching program if you sign up right now. And like I said at the start of the video, if you sign up now and you're the first person to sign up and mention this deal, I will give you 20 weeks of coaching. That is basically half a freaking year, like 5 months of coaching, instead of the usual 12. but only if you're the first person and only if you mention this deal. We would love to change your life. We'd love to give you that big, beautiful abundance and joy and all of that good, juicy, amazing stuff. And we will help you be this upfront and honest. I know that it can be really terrifying. Trust me when I say it really fucking helps. Having 4 coaches and a bunch of other coaching clients to help you be more honest, to tell you that everything's going to be okay, to give you a big motivational pep talk. If this video helps you even just the tiniest bit, imagine what would happen if I was there every day giving you the equivalent of this, but even more motivating because I'm talking to you directly. If this content helps you at all, when it's not even tailored towards you personally, imagine what would happen if I was talking to you directly. A lot of you want that from me. You want me to answer your questions. You want me to push you. You want me to be your biggest believer and your cheerleader. That's what you're paying for. That's what the coaching program is there for. So I will leave a link in the description below. Happy to jump on a free call with you with no pressure, no sales techniques. We will talk about your fears and your insecurities and what you want and your goals and how to make that happen. I'll basically give you a bit of free coaching. And then I will say, is the coaching program something you want to do? You want to go ahead? Are we ready? And if you're not ready, we'll talk about it. If you still want to not go ahead, then I'll say, hey, beautiful. I hope you have a good life. And if you say yes, I will change your fucking life. I will pour my heart and soul. I will give everything I have inside me, every fiber of my being, to making you into that beautiful, peaceful warrior that I know you can be. So I'll leave a link in the description below to that. I really, really, really recommend for a lot of you that you sign up. There are so many of you that are out there struggling, stressing, not making any progress or making very little. You can speed run that shit if you just throw some money at me. We have payment plans so anyone can sign up. I'll work with you and figure out how to make it work for you, but links in the description below. As always, go out there and crush those goals.